Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my dear viewers. Hope everyone is fine. Today, the topic which we are going to discuss is the control structures, are also called control statements in Visual Basics. In first chapter of the Visual Basics, that is, we discussed the basic elements of the Visual Basics, the features of Visual Basics. Here in this topic, we will discuss the different types of control statements as shown here. We will discuss if statement, if then else statement, select case, while wend, do while loop, do until loop, for next loop, and for each statement. First, here we will discuss the basic definition of control statement. What control statement is? Control statement or structures check the flow of control in a program. Usually what happens in a program, the flow of execution is sequential. That is, first one line of code gets executed, and after that the next line of the program gets executed. However, by using these statements, we can jump from one statement to next statement by bypassing the in between statements. Or sometimes we need to execute a particular statement more than thrice or more than twice. So there also we need the control statements. And sometimes we need to take the decisions whether we have to execute this statement or we have to execute the another statement. There also we need the control statements. So control statements help us to take the decisions, or sometimes we need to repeat some statements. There we also need the control statements. And in VB we have different types of control statements. We have if then else, select case. We have looping statements like do while loop, for next loop, for each loop, etc. So actually control statements have been divided into two types. One are called the decision control statements, and another type is called the looping statements. In decision control statements, we have usually if statement, if then else. We have the select case statement. While in looping statements, we have do while loop, while when loop, for each loop. We will discuss all these statements one by one, and we will also discuss the flowchart of these very statements, and we will also discuss the program and example we will put to every control statement. First statement we will discuss is the if statement, that is also called the if then statement. This is called the decision making statement because it uses the relational operator, and it also helps us in taking the decision. That is, if the condition is true, the statement will get executed. If the condition is false, the statement will not get executed. As we can see here in the flow chart, here if the program starts, if here we can see if the condition is true, the code will get executed. If the condition is false, the program will get terminated. So here we can see the syntax of the if then selection statement. What is the syntax, or that is what is the grammar, how we write the if then statement in Visual Basics. First we write if, then we put the condition, we write then we put the statement which we need to execute, and to end this very statement we write and if. This is the syntax of if statement. Here the example which will help us to understand this very statement. For example, if we write if average is greater than 75, then print a and if. That means if the average is a variable, if the value of this variable is greater than 75, we will get the message a, that a will be printed on the form. Otherwise, if the average is like 60, 55 or less than 75, there will be no message. So this is the simple decision control statement where we put the condition, and if the condition is true, that statement will get executed. If the condition is false, the statement will not get executed, as seen in the flowchart as well. The second type of statement is if then else statement. Since in case of if then statement, the problem was if the condition was true, the statement was getting executed. If the condition was false, there was no statement. Nothing was, like the program was terminated. While in case of if then else, we have two decisions. In true, if the condition is true, the statement will get executed. If the condition is false, it will allow us to execute a statement as well for the false statement. For example, here if the condition is true, conditional code will get executed. If the condition is false, there is another statement will get executed, and after that the program will get, we can say, terminated. The example here is, first we will see the syntax of the if then else statement. For example, if we write if condition then statement, else statement, and if, that is for condition to be true, the first statement will get executed. If the condition is false, the second statement will get executed. And we can see the example here which will help us to understand this very statement more accurately. The example, if average is greater than 50, then print pass, else print fail. And end if is, we close this very statement. This is the syntax. That is, if the average is greater than 50, we will get the message pass. If the average is not greater than 50, it is like 49, 48, we will get the message fail. So in case of if then else statement, we have two decisions, while in case of simple if statement, we have only one decision. So we can say if then else statement is more advanced than simple if statement. Now moving to the another statement, they are called the nesting if then else statement. What actually we need this type of statement, because sometimes we need more than two decisions or more than three decisions. By taking simple if statement or simple if then else statement, we will not be able to take more than two decisions. So if we need to take more than two decisions, we need nesting of if else statement. That is, we put one if then else structure inside the another if then else structure. As here we can see the example, it will help us to understand this very statement. For example, if average is greater than 75, then print A. This is the syntax. Else if average is greater than 65, then print B. Else if average is greater than 55, then print C. Else if average is greater than 45, then print, for example, S. Else print F and if. So this and if is, we need to write this because we need to close this very if statement. Actually, how many decisions we have taken here? We have taken, for example, first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decisions we have taken by this very nesting of, or we can say nested if then else statement. Nested if then else selection statement or selection structure. So by this very nested if then else selection structure, we are able to take the more than two decisions. By this simple, we need to write first if, then we need to write condition. After that, how many decisions we need to take over, we just write else if, then condition, else if, then condition, else if, condition, and we followed by the concerned statements. So this is the third type of control statements or control structure. After this we will discuss the looping statement. What actually the looping statement is? The loop is used to execute group of statements to definite number of times. That is, For example, if we want to write a message 100 times or 10 times, instead of writing that message 10 times manually, we just put that message once in a loop, and we put the condition in the loop, and once the condition is true, these statements will get executed automatically. That is, just we need to write that very statement only once. It will get executed 10 times or 100 times as we need by using different looping statements. As we can see here in this slide, first we have discussed the looping statement, that is do while loop repetition statement. This is the flowchart of this. This is the syntax. This is the syntax, that is we write do, then we write do while, then we write condition, then we put the statements which we need to execute, and to end this loop we write loop. This is the syntax. And here you can see the flowchart. In flowchart you can see what we have write. We have write do statement loop. When the condition is true, if the condition is true, it will get back to the code. The code will get executed again until when the condition turn to be false, the program will get terminated. So this is the flowchart of do while loop. Until the condition remains true, the statements will get executed. If the we can say if we want to put the condition, for example, if we want to write the particular code, a particular statement 100 times in code, in condition we will put the value of this very condition to 100. And here, to be more simple, we will get the example of this do while loop. As you can see, we put dim a as integer. Dim means dimension, a as integer. A is a variable and integer is the data type. And after that we write a initialize, initialize this variable to 1. After that we write do while a is less or equal to 10. That is, the condition of the variable need to be less than 10. And here we write statement print Juni, for example, and we write a is equal to a plus 1. That is the increment of this very variable. And to end this loop we write loop. So let's understand this very code. First we made the dimension dim a as integer. We made a as integer. After that we initialize a equal to 1. We write do while a is less or equal to 10. That means the condition is of the variable is to be less than or equal to 10. Until the condition will be true, the message print Juni will get printed. And this increment is done because once if the first value of a is 1 and it will return to 2, 2 is still less or equal to 10, it will again print the message Juni. And finally it will the increment will make it to 3, then 4, then 5, until it will reach to 10. The message will get printed. Once it will reach to 11, the condition will be false and it will get out of loop, hence the program will get closed. And here we will get the message, the output will be here. We can say this program will print the message Juni 10 times. So this is the do while loop statement, do while loop repetition statement, or do while loop repetition structure. The another type of looping statement is do until loop statement. This is actually the opposite of do while. What happens in do while loop, do until loop, it repeats the group of statements until the condition is false. That is, when the condition is false, the statement will get executed. When the condition will be true, the loop will get closed and the program will get closed. How it works, this is the like the flowchart. Do statements loop condition. If the condition is true, false, it will execute the code again. Once the condition will remain true, the program will get closed. And here we will see the syntax. How we write is simple. We write do until condition is actually here the condition is false. Please correct it here. We will write do until condition is false, and here the statements, the number of statements you need to execute. And to close this very loop, we write the loop. So do until condition is false, Here I have written the true, please correct it, it is false. Then the number of statements you want to execute, and then loop. For example, the example of this very loop is here dim a as integer is 10, do while a is less or equal 0, print sajad. For example, a is equal to a minus 1 loop. Let's understand this very program. First we have made the dimension a variable as integer, initialize the a to 10, do while a is less or equal to 0. It means the first value 10 is less or equal to 0. It means at the first instance the condition is false, so message Sajad will get printed. After that, once it will decrement, it will make the variable 10 to 9. This 9 is still 9 is not less or equal to 0. It means the condition is still false. It will again print the message Sajad, and after that it will return to 8. Again the message Sajad will get printed, and once it will reach to 7, 6, because we are decrementing the variable is now from 7, it will reach to 6, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, then 0. Even at 0 it will get executed, because condition while a is less or equal to 0, once it will reach at 0, it means the condition has become the true. Once this condition will become true, the loop will get closed and program will get terminated, and we will get the output. That is, we will get the message print Junni. Here instead of Junni it will print Sajad, because we have right here Sajad, so this will print Sajad 10 times. I have write the output Junni instead of Junni. It will, this program will be executed, and once this program will get executed, it will print the message Sajad how many times? 10 times. So this is do until loop repetition statement. After that we have while Wend repetition statement. This statement executes a block of statements as long as condition is true. So how it works, this is the flow chart. That is, while statement, when the condition is true, conditional code will get executed. If the condition is false, and the program will get terminated, rather the loop will get closed and program will get terminated. So this is the flow chart of this while Wend repetition statement. The syntax: while, condition, after that statements, and to end this very loop we write w end. So this is the syntax of this looping statement, how we write this, we can say, while Wend repetition statement. So now the example here, it is first we write dim num as integer. We define the num as variable and the data type is integer. We initialize it to 0. Then we write while num is less or equal to 10, print hello, and we write num is equal to num plus 1. This is the increment to this variable, and we write w end. What will happen here? First we have initialized it to 0. Num is less or equal to d, it means the condition is true, it will print hello. After that the num will get incremented and it will go back to the condition part, and here you can see num will be 1. After increment settle, it will be like, we can say, less than equal 10, that is the condition is still true, it will print hello again, and the repetition of this hello will repeat till the condition will be false. That means when this num will turn to 11, till that the hello statement will be printed. It means it will be printed how many times? 11 times, because it starts from 0. So this is the program, this is the syntax, this is the flowchart of while Wend repetition statement. So this is another type of looping statement. After that, here the next statement is for next repetition statement. This is the syntax. It repeats the group of statements specific number of times, and a loop index counts the number of loop. How it works, to be simple, this is, first we will try to understand the flow chart. We initialize the variable. After that the condition, if the condition is true, the conditional code will get executed. If, and after that there is increment, and once it will increment, if the condition is still true, the conditional code will get executed again if it turned to be the false condition. We mean to say if the condition turned to be false, the loop will get closed and program will get terminated. So how it works to be more simple, first we will understand the syntax. Simple, we write for counter is called start to stop step increment. This is the syntax. And then we write the statements and we write next counter. This is the syntax. For counter equal to start to stop step increment, statements next counter. This is the syntax, and how we will get it more we will understand it more accurately. Let's understand this first by example. Dim a as integer. A means here the counter. We write for a is equal to 1. That means counter equal to 1 means that is the starting position is 1. To stop means 10. That is the stop. Here we write 10. Step 1 means it will be incremented by 1. If we write by 2, step 2, it means the variable will be incremented by 2. If we write step 3, that means the variable will be incremented by 3. So this is for a means counter equal to 1 means the starting position, to 10 means the stop position as seen in the syntax, and step increment means how many times you need to increment it, by 1, by 2 or by 3. After that I write the statement print Abdul AB Moise. So this is the message which I need to print. It means after that we write next a, because next counter variable here is a. So this counter in the syntax means this variable, and here we write in syntax next counter, here we write the next a. See, let's understand this program. So when we write dim a as integer, a is a variable, that means here it's a counter. For a equal to 1 to 10, step 1, first it will start from 1. That means step 1 means it will get incremented by 1. Since it will print Abdul Moise, after that it will increment it to 1 means a will be now 2. It will be incremented by this statement next a. If you don't write next a, that's next counter, it will not get incremented. So this is necessary to write the next counter. Here it is next a, and it will reach to 10. Simple, it will print the message Abdul Moise to 10 times. This is very simple to understand. So for next repetition statement executes the statements from start to end. We just need to put the starting value and the end value, that is the stop value, and after that we need to put the step increment. If we write here for example step 2, what will happen in this program? Let me explain. We write a is equal to, for a equal to 1 to 10, step 2, instead of getting message 10 times we will get 5 times. How? First a will be 1, it will be then step 2 means it will be 3, then it will be 5, then it will be 7, then it will be 9. In this way the increment, you can say, if we write step 5, it will put the message only 2 times. So we need to take care what we need to put the starting value and to stop, and what step increment you need to put according to your need. So here in this case we get the message 10 times because we started the value from 1 and the stopping value was 10, and we incremented it just by 1. So we got the message 10 times here in this very program. So this is the flow chart, this is the syntax, this is the example of our next statement. After that there is the another statement that is for each next repetition statement. Actually this type of statement is used for accessing and manipulating the elements in an array or VBNet collection. How it works, actually we begin with the program and we check the array elements in a collection. If there are array elements, we initialize a local variable to the first element of the array, and after that the statement will get executed. and if the elements are if the elements are still in the array, it will execute the statements again. If once there will be no element in the array, the loop will get closed. This is the flowchart. I will just zoom it. Begin if the array elements are in the collection. True, initialize a local variable to element, the statements will get executed, and elements remaining, if there are still elements remaining, we will the true, it means it will again go to back to the controls. It will initialize the variable to the next element, and the control statement will get executed again. Once the elements, there will be no element in an array, that means the condition will be false. It will close the loop and the program will get closed, and we will understand it more accurately like by getting the example. As you can see, first the syntax, it is for each element in group. We write the statement after that, and we write if we need to put two statements or three statements for each condition, so we can write two statements as well, and that finally we write exit for. This is the syntax for each next statement, how we write. And then after that, this is next element. Next element is the last statement, that is the syntax of for each next repetition. Example, for example, this is private sub command click, that is this program has been written on a particular event, that is on the click of some command button. Here we write dim student2 as integer. That means here dim means dimension, student2, this is an array. This is an array, and the array, the data type of array is integer. Dim I is a variable. Student0 is equal to 1. Student1 is equal to 7. Student2 is equal to 88. So this is the index of the array, that is at the 0 position we have 1, at the first position we have, at the first, since the array element starts from 0, so student 0 means 1, student 1 means 7, student 2 means 88, and after that we write the code for each I in student I, student, that means for each I in student array, and print I, next I, and sub. See what happens in the program. Since in this array we have three elements, we have the data stored 1, 7, 88. 1 is saved at the first location because the indexing of this array starts from 0. That means student 0 is 1. Student 1 means at second position the number 7 is there, at third position 88 is there, and here I will correct it. It is dim student, it will be dim student 3 as integer because the size of the array is 3. Here we have written 2, please correct it. It will be here dim student 3 as integer. That means the dimension of the array is 3. And after that we have write dim I. Dim I means I is integer. So what happens actually in this program, we write the for each I in student I, means every time this I will check the array element, and it will start from the location 0. First the I will check this location 0, that is student 0, that means it will print 1. After that, next I, it will move it to the next element, that is student 1, it will print 7, and after that it will reach to the last element of array, that is 88, it will print 88, and after that it will check, since the array has been only three values have been stored in the array, after that there will be nothing left in the array, and the loop will automatically get closed and program will get terminated, and we will get the output, that is 1, 7 and 88. After that, the last statement we will discuss is select case statement. This is also the decision control statement. In this statement, this is more effective to take use it where this is more effective where in cases where we have more than 2 or 3 decisions and we can replace this very statement by replacing the if then else statements, because in case of if then else statements there are some disadvantages. So this is the statement by which we can execute more than 2 decisions or more than 3 decisions by making the program simple and easy readable. So this is the syntax. First we write expression, then we write the case, the code belonging to that very case, that is the statement. If there is case 2 statement code block, here means the statements of the respective cases, and finally we write the default. So this is the flowchart of this select case statement. Here the syntax: select case expression 1, statement 1, case expression 2, statement 2, and we write case else, that is default, statement 3. After that we write and select. This is the syntax of the select case statement. So we start from select and we end it by and select. So we have to take care the syntax of the particular statement, whether it is for whether it is looping or decision control statement, we have to write as per the syntax. So this is the syntax, and we will go here for the example. Since here is the example, dim as integer, a is equal to val text 1 dot text. That means we have got the value from some text box, and we have got that value and stored that very value in the variable a. We write select case a. For example, if we enter case 1 means you have entered 1, case 2 print you have entered 2, case 3 you have entered 3, and case else print wrong number, and finally and select. See what happens in this program. A text box, we got the value from the text box. If we put 1 in that very text box, simply the case 1 will get executed. That is, we will get the message you have entered 1. If we put the value 2 in that very text box, case 2 will get executed. That is, we will get the message you have entered 2. For example, if we put some other value other than 1, 2, 3, that's we put 5, 6, 7, 10, 100, other than 1, 2, 3, we will get the message wrong number. So this is the simple program or to put the message on different cases. And here we have taken how many decisions? We have taken 4 decisions: case 1, case 2, case 3, and case else. Since this seems very simple, then nesting of if else statements. So in this way we have discussed the select case statement. This is all about the control statement. So what we have discussed in this very topic, we will recapitulate. We discussed the different types of control statements. We discussed if statement, if then else statement. After that we discussed the nested if then else statement, and after that we discussed looping statements, that is do while loop and do until loop, while went loop. We discussed for next loop, and we discussed for each loop, and finally we discussed the select case loop. And thanks for watching, and the next topic we will discuss in the next session. Till I request for all to subscribe, to like, and to share this very video to concerned students or viewers, so that they will get benefited. Thank you very much.